Okay, ladies and gentlemen, it is October 5th. It is the beginning of October, so what does that mean? It is time to winter arc it up. Now, what is a winter arc? It is when you lock in for a period of time to accomplish something great in your life. And a lot of people are going on a winter arc because it's the very end of the year, and they haven't got anything done with their fucking life, so they want to achieve some type of progress. So they're like, I'm going on a winter arc, I'm locking in. Or it's just really a good time to lock in because it starts snowing out, falls out, and it's just like, there's not really much to do anymore, so it's time to lock in. Either way, you should have been locked in all year. You should have been making progress all year, okay? If not, shame on you, I'll be honest. But if you want to get locked in and you want to make some progress, I'm going to share with you the no bullshit guide to going on a winter arc and absolutely changing your life in just 90 days. And I just got off kind of my summer arc is the best way to put it. I'm going to show you a quick photo of, what the summer arc took me from. So I kind of went from like this over here to this guy right here in literally just 90 days over the summer. Now, I was on prep for a bodybuilding show, and I just got done with that show, and I'll be honest, I lost myself for the past 2 weeks. I've been feeling quite lost in life. I haven't been hitting my wake-up time at 5 a.m. every single day. I've been being lazy. I've been sleeping in bed. I haven't been making good progress. Business hasn't been doing as well as it should be, and so on. All these different things. I know I'm not reaching my potential, and so I'm sitting down to make this video because I'm also forcing myself to go on this kind of winter arc as well, to really dial in for the next 90 days and to kind of set a new goal in life so that I feel motivated once again. And so no matter really where you're at, if you feel super lost or maybe you're just, are in a spot where you're like, I need some extra motivation, I need some extra clarity, this video is going to be perfect for you because I'm literally just going to run through exactly how I'm going to set everything up for my life, from training, nutrition, habits, mindset, and so on. And as you can see right here, I have my current papers on my walls with my current goals, and I'm literally going to get rid of them right now because I'm literally going to go through everything with you guys in this fucking video. So, yep. We are resetting and starting brand new this October. Let's jump right into the video. Let's go! Okay, so right here is how you winter arc. The 4 things you need to identify and outline to create a transformation by the end of the year in just 90 days is fitness, nutrition, habits, and mindset. Those are the 4 pillars of man. Those are the 4 pillars of just fucking making progress in life is the best way to put it. If you have a fitness plan, a nutrition plan, a habit plan, and a mindset plan, that's all you fucking need to identify and all you need to adhere to completely transform your life and achieve your goals. So we'll go over each topic one by one, starting at fitness. And what we're going to do is we're going to identify our goal for that area of life, and then we're going to break down how we're going to achieve that goal. So for fitness example, I'm going to tell you my fitness goal and then how I'm going to go about achieving that goal and showing you everything. So how I'm creating my training program, how I'm creating my nutrition program, how I'm setting up my habits, what I'm doing for my mindset, and so on. Also, I'm no longer being coached by my current coach. I had a bodybuilding coach for fitness and nutrition. So I'm actually using my own coaching protocols, my own methods, my own meal plans, my own training programs to help me attain this goal. I'm actually using my own app for the first time. So I'm going to be running through my whole coaching, how I help other people transform their lives, get in better shape, lose 30 pounds and so on, gain confidence. And I'm going to be putting myself through my own coaching practices. So this is kind of a test also for me to see actually how good my coaching is, because it gets my clients amazing results, but I've never tested it on myself. So what you're going to do is you're going to grab a notebook, a notepad, a piece of paper or something so you can write this all down. It's very important that you have this written down. If you just sit here and watch this video, you aren't going to make any progress because you're just sitting there watching it. And then what are you going to do after? You're going to do fucking nothing. So while you go through this video, make sure you are writing down your goal for each area and then breaking down how you are going to achieve that goal. Because I'll also be giving you steps on how to create a nutrition program, how to create a workout program so you can follow it and you can progressively overload and actually gain muscle and lose fat. So starting with fitness, my goal at the moment is focus on gaining strength and size while maintaining body fat or possibly reducing body fat. So I did just get off prep. Okay, I was super lean 2 weeks ago. I did rebound just a little just because you get very hungry after prep. Your body's also very tired, so I couldn't push my cardio, my workouts like I could. I still have a good six-pack going on, but I would like to possibly maintain this body fat or even drop a little bit off just by getting more consistent with my diet. Because I'll be honest, I haven't been tracking for the past 2 weeks. I've kind of just been intuitively eating. And so getting on a plan alone is going to drop a bunch of body fat. But my main focus is just gaining strength and a little bit of size. I don't quite want to bulk up this winter. I want to wait about 3 months before I bulk up, but I also don't want to cut down. So for me, it's kind of just like a recomp phase. So what you're going to do is figure out what direction you are going to want to head. Do you have to cut down at the moment? Do you have to bulk up? Or do you like where your body's at? Do you want to maybe just lose a little bit of body fat? You know what I'm saying? You got to identify the goal so that you know what you need to do, what you need to input to get the output, okay? Knowing the output first is very important for this step. So take a moment and ask yourself, do you need to cut down to lose body fat? Or do you need to bulk up this winter? Or do you just want to kind of maintain your body? Maybe just focus on strength. Maybe focus on getting into running, focus on cardio, and so on. What right now is currently your main fitness goal? Okay, now that you understand your goal, you're going to want to outline below that goal exactly what you need to do to achieve that goal. Now, once we outline this, I'm going to bring you over to my computer and show you my actual training program and explain to you how I set it up for me, why I did certain things, right? And so you can either copy it or you can kind of just understand that and create your own training program, but it's very important to have a set training program. So you can do that in your notes, you can do it in an app, you can do it however you want, okay? But you need to have a set training program that you're going to follow so that you can progressively overload on it and make sure that you're making progress every single week. So again, once you identify that goal, what are the things you have to do to become successful with achieving that goal? Well, first off, follow exact workout program and track everything, okay? If you don't follow the workout program and track it, you don't know how to improve on it. You don't know how to get better, and so you're not going to make any progress because you're just going to the gym and you're going through the motions. When if you just go through the motions, you stay the same. You must progressively overload on it. You must get better day after day at this specific lift in order to grow that chest muscle or in order to improve your rear delts, right? So you need to write out your training program and track it. So how many days a week you work out and what you hit on those workout days is important, but what is equally as important or even more important is actually your rest days, okay? When you rest is when your body grows. And so if you don't have set rest days at the moment, that's going to help you out a lot to continue improving on your strength, but then to possibly also reduce body fat. If you're constantly working out, you're constantly inducing a bunch of fatigue on your body. And so what that means is you're going to constantly be hungry and you can never get into that calorie deficit. Or you can literally just never grow because you're not giving your central nervous system, your muscles enough time to, to grow, to repair, to recover, so that next time you hit a workout, you hit it harder than last time. So setting up your rest days is super important. Now the way I go about mine is 3 days on, 1 day off. So I understand that's how I train best. I know I train best with 3 days on, so 3 workout days, and then 1 day off, and then I just repeat that and repeat that and repeat that. And so I understand that, and that's going to allow me to go about creating my workout program, right? And that all stems, again, from that goal I have of just gaining strength and size while maintaining body fat or possibly even reducing it. And so those two things will give you a general outline of how to create your workout program, but one more thing is cardio, okay? Another part of fitness is what are you going to do for cardio? Now, if you're trying to bulk up really fast, right? Maybe you're a super skinny guy, you probably don't need cardio, okay? You probably don't need it at all. Now, if you're already kind of fat and you're trying to cut down, cardio is beneficial. And if you're trying to recomp, right, if you're trying to build a little bit of muscle but also lose a little bit of body fat, you want to also add in a little bit of cardio as well. Now, you don't want too much cardio, but you also really don't want none. At the end of the day, I think cardio is very beneficial, but sometimes what people do is they do a bunch of working out, a bunch of cardio, and eat a bunch of food, and they go nowheres. So it's very important to have a set workout program, set rest days, and set cardio, and also set meal plan so that if you're not making progress, you can look at it and be like, what has to happen here, okay? Do I have to pull the cardio out so I am more in a calorie surplus and I can gain weight? Or do I have to add more cardio in or maybe take more calories out so that I can lose the weight I'm trying to lose? And so for me, I'm doing 30 minutes of low intensity, steady state, morning fasted cardio plus 10,000 daily steps, okay? So I like the 30 minutes of low intensity, steady state fasted cardio right in the morning. For the fat loss benefits, it really does improve my physique. It really does help kind of like my midsection to become very, very lean, even if I'm eating, like a good amount of calories. But this also goes all around later into habits and mindset. It's a really good habit to have to get some exercise done in the morning, and it gets my mindset in the right spot. So part of my fitness plan is not just my physique, it's also kind of how I feel. And so that's why I'm doing the 30 minutes of low intensity steady state cardio every single morning. That also creates more room for me to eat more food so I can get in more protein, more carbohydrates while, creating... Well, I create room for more of that food by doing the cardio. And that's what I like. I like to eat more and do more exercise. That's just how I operate. Okay? And the 10,000 daily steps is just a goal for me because that also massively helps fat loss. If you literally just get out there and take 2 walks a day, you could change nothing about what you're doing, what you're eating, and you would definitely look a lot better. And so the 10,000 daily steps, I put that in there because I generally only get like 6,000. And so to get 8,000, I got to do basically 2 miles a day of walking. The 30 minutes low intensity steady state cardio is going to get me about that mile. And then I'll take another mile walk with my dogs. And so that's why I set up 10,000 daily steps, so that it causes me to have to do that cardio, but then also take my dogs on a walk, which once again is really good for mindset. It's really good to have that type of habit, because it gets your mindset in the right spot, which this is what this is all about, okay? It's all about getting your mind in the right spot so that you're dialed, so that you're creating some type of result in your life and you're not distracted or doing dumb shit, right? And so now that you understand your goal for your fitness, so what you want to achieve, and you broke down kind of what you need to kind of break down, what you need to dive deeper into in order to create a program for yourself. Now that you understand that, we're going to head over into my computer and I'm going to break down to you how I set up my training program, all on my side of my training app. All right, boys, now that we are on the back end of everything, I'm going to be sharing with you how I went about creating my own fitness program and how you can go about creating yours as well. So this right here is my training app, Team Hands PR, as you can see right here. And this is what like I would usually set up for all my clients and so on. But I set up my own account, so I have it on my phone as well, which is going to be pretty cool. I'm kind of putting myself through my own coaching. But yeah. So right here is the training program part of the whole app. And so I went and I just created my own training program. As you can see right here, I told you guys that I want to follow an exact workout program and track lifts so I can ensure progressive overload. So again, setting up the exact workout program, and also my app allows me to start a workout, track all the weights and so on so that I can improve on it every single week. I also said I want 3 days on and 1 day off. So you can see I got 3 days on, 1 day off, 3 days on, 1 day off. And then the low intensity cardio, which is stipulated on paper. But anyways, basically what I did here is I just went down and I did a basic bro split. I like bro splits the best, but then I added on some lacking muscle groups on each and every single day. So one thing I really want to bring up is my back once again. So I got 2 back days. 1 back day to really build width, 1 back day to build thickness. So, some of these exercises are going to be like lat pull downs, where these other ones are going to be like more close grip, right, to build width. And then I have a lot of arms on there because my arms are a lacking muscle group. And so that's kind of how I set up my workout program. And that's how I recommend you set it up. That's why I find the work best. It's just do a simple bro split. And it's nice because then you can kind of adjust it to like a 4-day workout program, a 5-day, a 6-day, right? 5-day, 6-day, usually 4-day you would have to kind of pair up shoulders and arms or something similar. But like, I like the bro split because again, you can do the 5-day or 6-day, chest, back, shoulders, arms, legs, boom, there you go. Then you can kind of take a look at your physique and you go, okay, what body groups kind of have to be brought up, okay? And then you can kind of add in those lacking muscle groups on those certain days. So like, again, my arms are lacking, so I'm going to add in more arms on chest day and on back day. And I'm going to have 2 back days to really bring up my back. But then I'm going to have full days dedicated to my shoulder day, my arm day, my leg day. And, these days are pretty much full days for chest and back. Just because, again, I'm really just trying to build up my whole foundation. I'm not really trying to exactly focus in on something super specific, okay? This is how I go about breaking down each and every single workout. So, I always set up like an RPE scale, something I want to follow. And so I just give myself a general understanding, a general breakdown of how I'm going to work up to a top set and then kind of work down, okay? And the reason I do this is because if you just take every set to failure, you're really not taking every set to failure. Like, in my opinion, if you can go to failure, like true failure, more than once per exercise, you really aren't like training correctly or really actually going to failure, okay? A failure set, an RPE 10 set, which is 100% effort, you should not be able to replicate it in my personal opinion. So that's why I set my workouts up in this way, where like set 1, it's like a warm up. Set 2, I'm kind of getting there. Set 3, it's all out. Set 4, it's kind of like a little back off set. It's like another working set. It's another like top set, but it's not as intense at the end of the day. And so I just went down and did a general breakdown of some compound lifts I like, and then some isolation exercises I like. And I'm shooting for about 4 sets for each and every single exercise. Really trying to get a lot of volume up in there. I have abs every single day because I really got to focus on the abs and so on. And so yeah, when you're creating your workout program, it's pretty simple. I would always just start with probably abs every single day, okay, just so you don't skip them. And then always start with your heavy compounds, okay? And I usually recommend keeping the heavy compounds a little bit lower on the rep range so you can go really heavy on them. So as you can see here, I have my dumbbell incline bench press, very heavy, 6 to 8 reps. But then as soon as I get into kind of my more isolation exercises, I go a little bit higher in the rep range, 12 to 15, 20 reps, etc., right? That's how I like to break down my workouts. Start out with those heavy compounds, a little bit heavier, right? A little bit less reps. But then as you get into the more isolation exercises later on to the workout, increase the rep range. And so that's how my mind went about creating my own workout program. Now, for anybody out there who's a little bit too lazy to create their own workout program, which shame on you, man. All it takes is you 10, 15 minutes to sit down in your notepad, type out, what days you're going to hit what, when's your rest days, what are the exercises you're going to do, and setting up like a general set and rep range. And again, a great set range is about 3 to 4 sets, in my personal opinion. 3 is like probably a really good number. 4 if you're a little bit more advanced. And a good rep range, 8 to 12 reps. If you just do 8 to 12 reps on every single exercise, like that's good enough. Once again, I do recommend like 6 to 8 reps for heavy compounds, and then like anywhere from 8 to 12, maybe 12 to 15 for isolation exercises. Okay, that's what I tend to recommend. If you're too lazy to write that out, or if you just aren't ready to also invest into a coach, because a coach, once again, is going to give you, like someone like me, I would give an exact workout program for somebody for their exact goals and their exact weak points. I would customize it all to them. If you're not ready to do those two things, all you can simply do is just look up like bodybuilding free workout programs. It's like this simple to go online and just search up a workout program and get a free workout program. Like they have all these in here, and you can just click on them, and they're all set up for you. They're all free. You can even be like C-Bums workout split. And like this one right here, it's a great split. I'll be honest with you. This 5-day, if it loads up, let's see. Like right here, see, it's a free workout program right here. And all you do is you just copy this to your notes, and then just write down your top sets each and every single week, and just make sure you improve on your top sets. Like it's that simple to start following a workout program. Now, again, this is Christopher Bumstead's. It's not customized to you, so it's not going to turn you into Christopher Bumstead. It may even be too advanced for you. It may not even be right for you. So at the end of the day, I do highly recommend that you do work with a coach if you're ready. But again, if not, just use one of these free programs online. Now, I do want to mention I am going to leave a link down in the description to my Handsome PR 90-Day Transformation Challenge. So this is something I threw up a while ago. I don't really post it anymore. But basically, it's just a workout program and a meal plan template, and it will be sent right to your email. But yeah, this is a 90-day transformation challenge. I have a little bit of mindset stuff up in here, a little bit of information about things to note and stipulate. I have an RPE scale, and I actually have an exact workout program right here. It's a pretty simple one. It's a 5-day workout split, pretty much kind of like a bro split. But again, it's a free template you can try and follow. It may not be for you, but it's better than nothing, I will say. I also do outline a little bit of a daily routine as well. So this right here is amazing. The big thing about it, though, is the cardio part of it, okay? So one thing we haven't gone over about the whole fitness aspect of this is how much cardio you got to do. It's a little bit hard because it's not just like, if you're this, do that. If you're that, you do that. Like it's, But the way I set up this cardio plan inside of this transformation challenge, in my opinion, can give you a good idea of where you should start. So right here, if you have 3 days a week to allocate to doing cardio, okay, pretty much you can look at this and be like, okay, if I'm 10 to 14% body fat, I should do 3 sessions of 20 minutes of low intensity steady state per week. And again, there's the body fat percentage. So like, if you're looking like this and you want to lean down, you do that much cardio. But if you're looking like 30%, 30% plus, then you got to do three sessions of 45 minutes per week in order to lean down, right? And I keep going up to, I got 6 days a week to allocate. Okay, if you're 30% body fat, then you do 5 times for 45 minutes, right? And it's just like, if you started a certain cardio plan and it's not working out for you, you can always go up a step, right? So that's how this is broken down. That will be linked down in the description. And I think this is an amazing tool, and I hope it benefits you. Okay, moving on to nutrition. So we have to set a goal for your nutrition. What do you want to achieve once again? Now, this is going to pretty much follow your fitness plan. But for me, my nutrition is, I want to follow a structured nutrition plan that promotes physical and mental performance. So I got to create a nutrition program for myself, something I can follow every single day to get results that promotes my physical performance, so my performance in the gym, to gain muscle and to lose fat. But I also want my nutrition program to improve my mental performance, because I'm a business owner. I have to be productive. I have to make content. I have to do this, that, the third. I have to wear all these different hats. So I need a nutrition program that's going to provide me with mental clarity and stable energy levels all throughout the day. And so for you, what do you want your nutrition program to provide for you? Do you just want to gain a bunch of size? You don't really care how you feel. Like, all you want to do is gain 30 pounds of muscle in the next 3 months. Like, is that what you want to do? Of course, you can't gain 30 pounds of muscle, but gain 30 pounds. Or do you want a nutrition program that's going to cut you down really fast? Again, you don't care how you feel. You just want to get cut. You want to get super, super lean, right? Do you want a nutrition program that promotes your running goals, your fitness goals, your, mental goals? Like, what exactly is it do you want from your nutrition program? Write out that goal so that you can start breaking it down and understand what you need to identify in order to create a program for yourself. So now that I identify my goals, I understand my first action step is to use a body weight planner to find my macro goals, my calorie goals, okay? So once you have this idea, do I want to bulk up? Do I want to recomp? Do I want to cut down? Like, your exact goal with your nutrition program, you have to go online and use like a body weight planner or a BMR calculator, so you understand how many macros to eat, how many calories to eat, and so on. And so I just identified use NASM body weight planner. This is the one I go to. It's the one I use for all my clients that join me. At first I have to use a body weight planner to figure out how many calories I should feed them, how many macros I should feed them. Once I get some input, it's a little bit different, but at first that's what I always use. And so I like the NASM body weight planner. You can just type this into Safari or Google and search it up. It's a really, really, really concise and easy website that allows you to put in basically how much you weigh right now, how tall you are, your age, and then it asks you your activity level. Usually I go moderate. Moderate's going to be like training 3 to 5 days a week. This tends to be the best one. If you work like a physical labor job, you might want to go up. If you're not really training that much, you might want to go down. But then it's going to give you your BMR, your basal metabolic rate. That's pretty much how many calories your body is using on a day-to-day basis with your current activity level, okay? And it's a rough estimate. It tends to be pretty accurate though. And then from there, it's going to ask you what is your goal weight. And so then it can start adjusting the amount of calories you need to eat in order to achieve your goal, okay? So again, if you want to bulk up, add 10 pounds, add 20 pounds, add 30 pounds. It's also going to ask you for a timeline, put about 90 days in there. So how many pounds do you want to gain within 90 days? You put that in there. Or how many pounds do you want to lose in 90 days? You put that in there. I put my goal to lose 10 pounds in there, okay? And that's just like, I was like 195 lean. I'm 205 right now, so I kind of want to get back down to like 195. A lot of it's kind of just water weight at the end of the day, so it's not like I'm going to lose actually 10 pounds of fat, but I want to get back down to like 195. So I put that in there, right? And it's also going to ask you for a macro split. So it's going to identify how many calories you got to eat to achieve this goal. Then it's going to be like, okay, well, what's your macro split? And this is the part where you're going to be like, what the fuck do I put in? I'm putting in a 50, 30, 20 split of macros. So 50% of my calories are going to be derived from carbohydrates, 30% of my calories are going to be derived from protein, and 20% of my calories are going to be derived from fats. The reason I do this is because I want a lot of carbohydrates to really help my performance in the gym. I want a good amount of protein because it's filling and it's good for building muscle. And I want a small amount of fats just because I'd rather have more carbohydrates than fats, in my opinion. It's better to have more carbs than fats, in my personal opinion. I know a lot of people are doing like the whole carnivore, the whole high-fat diet. I get that. It's cool. I've tried it. At the end of the day, I notice better performance with carbohydrates. Now, will you look as good? Maybe not, because carbohydrates are going to hold more water, meaning you might look a little bit more watery in the midsection. But guess what? You are going to perform better at the end of the day. It's just literal science. So I always recommend high protein, high carbs, low fat. Another good split though, so if your goals are like to really cut down, a 40-40-20 split is amazing. So 40% carbs, 40% protein, 20% fats is also great. That's really good for cutting down. The 50-30-20 split is going to be good for bulking up or kind of recomping, in my personal opinion. So Identify what macro split you want to use, put that in there, and it's going to pop out to you the amount of calories and macros you got to eat. Now we have all these numbers, right? We have the macros, we have the calories, but how are you going to organize it? Well, for me, I'm going to organize it in 5 meals a day to promote metabolism and also consistent energy levels. So it's like, you could eat 3 meals a day, but then it's like, if you're trying to bulk up, that's going to be like maybe 1,300 calories a meal. And that's a lot of calories. So every time you eat that meal, guess what? It's going to be such a big energy rush towards your body that you're going to crash after. You're going to feel super lethargic and super tired. And so personally for me, I like to split up my meals into 5 meals and also 2 liquid shakes, pre-workout and post-workout. And so that helps out my metabolism because I'm eating more small meals throughout the day. And every single time you eat a meal, your metabolism spikes up, right? And also promotes those consistent energy levels because now my meals are much smaller, meaning it's not like a whole big energy rush into my body. It's just like little energy rushes throughout the day. It's just like if you were to have 3 bangs, like 3 energy drinks in like an hour, like it's just going to rush your body, right? It's going to be insane. It's so much to handle. But if you have 1 every 4 hours throughout the day, it's going to be a little bit more consistent and you may not crash as hard from it. So I always recommend the more meals, the better. If you're eating 3, try 4. If you're eating 4, try 5. If you're eating 5, try 6. So now that you have a goal for your nutrition and you kind of broke it down a little bit about the things you kind of have to figure out in order to create a nutrition program for yourself, we're going to dive into how I personally created my nutrition program for the next 90 days. And hopefully that will give you a better understanding of exactly how to create yours as well. Okay, let's go over how I set up my own nutrition program. Once again, I'm going to be going over this not so you can copy it because this is for me, not for you, but pretty much so you can understand how I created it, where my mind was at, and so on, just so you can get a little insight into a coach's mind. Okay, so I took one of my Handsome PR templates, the exact templates I use for my coaching clients, and I just went through and did exactly what I do for one of my clients for myself. So I'll break it down. Pretty much the first thing I set up is what is their name, Ryan Johnson, and what is their goal weight. So I want to get to 195. Basically, I want to lean down a little, and I'm about 205 right now. So that gets me where I'm at and where I want to go. And so that allows me to create a weight tracker for myself. So I use a weight tracker for every single one of my clients, and I highly recommend creating yourself a weight tracker as well because a lot of the times when people are cutting or people are bulking, they're kind of just like, as long as I lose weight this week if I'm cutting, or as long as I gain weight this week and I'm bulking, I'm fine. But it's like, wait, how much are you trying to gain every single week? How much are you trying to gain every single month? Where are you trying to be within the 90 days? Because once you understand that, you understand if you're on track for that goal or if you're not, right? And so then you can understand, do I have to make adjustments or what has to go on to achieve that goal? And so making sure you have specified goals for how much weight you got to gain every single week or lose, so you can achieve your goal within 90 days is very important. So again, for me, I'm going to spend the next 90 days trying to get to 195. And so that means I have to lose about 0.75 pounds per week. So next week I got to be 204.25, then 203, then 202, 0.75, then 202, right? And that is going to allow me to actually find my calorie goal. So if we come back over the meal plan, as you can see, I have it set up for 3,300 calories, 415 grams of carbs, 250 grams of protein, 75 grams of fat. Now, how did I come up with that? Well, let's break it down. You're going to come over here and go to NASM Body Weight Planner. Calorie intake and weight loss calculator. This has been my favorite go-to app, okay? I love this one. So I basically just type in my name or my client's name, the weight, how tall. I'm 205, 5'10", and I'm 21 years old. And I usually always go with moderately active. If you're working out 5-6 days a week, this tends to be, the best number to go with. And so again, my goal weight is 195, and I want to reach that within about 90 days. And so again, my carbs are going to be set to 50. Oh, wait a minute. And so again, I'm going to set my carbohydrates to 50. I'm going to set my fats to 20. And that gets me 100%. Now, you could just follow like a diet here, but again, I recommend 50, 20, 30. Really, a better split would probably be 40, 40, 20. Okay, so again, 40% carbs, 40% protein, 20% fats. 50% carbs for some people might be a little bit too much. It comes down with where you're at. If you're trying to kind of recomp or bulk up, higher in the carbs. If you're trying to cut down, definitely don't go above 40% carbs, and definitely don't go above 20% fats. Keep it a 40-40-20 split, okay? And so, boom, as you can see here, 3,311 calories, and it breaks down my exact macronutrients intake, what I gotta eat to get to 195 by January 3rd. And so that allowed me to come over here to my meal plan, set up my goals. And again, since this was already all templatized, all I did is I just went through and I broke down my macros for each and every single meal, and that allowed me to create my meal recommendations. Now, again, this is like, how do I do this myself? Well, a part of that link, a part of that free 90-day transformation program is actually a template with exact math on how to create your own meal plan as well. So let's go over that. So alongside that workout program I give you to transform your body in 90 days, you also get this meal plan template. Now, this isn't perfect, but it helps out a lot. So again, it's kind of like the template I use for my clients, but it's a little bit more broken down different. So yeah, step one, get your MyFitnessPal so you can actually track your macros. This app is free from the App Store. It allows you to track every single food. It's very important to track. You can't achieve your goals if you aren't tracking. Again, I run exactly how to go through that whole BMR calculator. Then I break down if you're cutting, if you're recomping, if you're metabolism priming, or if you're bulking, here's what you got to know. And then the splits as well. I go a little bit over the splits. And then pretty much give you a food regimen table, recommended supplements. And then here you're actually able to take your goals, so you can put them in there and you can multiply them by each and every single number and actually get like a similar meal plan. Now, understand this plan will not work if your macro goals are not 40, 40, 20. Okay, so your carb, your proteins, and your fats, they must be split up into a 40, 40, 20 split, because that's only how the numbers will work at the end of the day. Okay. So pretty much you take those goals and you would multiply 250 grams of protein by 0.175. And that would give you your protein goal for this meal, that meal, the third meal, if that makes sense, right? There's also a rest day on here. And yeah, that's pretty much it. But this should be a major help to you. And so let me also give you a little breakdown of why I'm choosing to eat these certain meals and also take these certain supplements. So first thing I'm going to do in the morning is drink 16 ounces of water with apple cider vinegar and 1 serving of Benefiber, which is a probiotic or fiber supplement. So apple cider vinegar is just overall a really good supplement for killing anything that's in your body that shouldn't be there, like what are they called? Parasites and stuff like that. It has good effects on insulin sensitivity, resting blood sugar levels, all these good benefits, dude. It's so amazing for you. And I put that in the 16 ounces of water just because getting water in you right in the morning is very important. Water is like the oil to the body. So it's like if you aren't changing your oil on a day-to-day basis, you're not going to be healthy, And then I'm also taking 1 serving of berberine every single morning. Now, berberine is going to help, again, keep my resting blood sugar lower and help out insulin sensitivity. So when I eat carbohydrates, I don't get that big spike that causes me to crash right after. And overall, that's really healthy. When your glucose levels spike, that's actually very unhealthy for you. It's super unhealthy. That's why a lot of people are like, sugar is so bad. It's bad at the wrong times, and if you're not like healthy, if your body doesn't have good insulin sensitivity is the best way to put it. So that's why I'm taking this. I'm going to take 1 digestive enzyme before each and every single meal, just again to really help out my digestive system. But yeah, I have protein oats and almond butter in the morning. Oats because it's a low glycemic carbohydrate, meaning it's a carbohydrate that takes a good amount of time to break down so that it's that consistent energy level. It's not like a big spike of like sugar or something, a cereal or sugar or something like that. So I don't get a big crash in the morning. It's more just like a consistent flow of energy for the first couple hours of the day. The 15 grams of almond butter. So this is going to be a good fat source. It has really good nutrients in there, but it's also going to slow down the digestion of the oats, which is again going to help keep me fuller longer, and also reduce that blood sugar spike. Whey protein, you get my protein in, and cinnamon once again lowers blood sugar and improves insulin sensitivity, and it also tastes really good. Then I have ground beef and jasmine rice. Want to get a red meat meal in. Then I have chicken or a turkey burrito, so really whatever lean meat I want to use. I do these because they're very easy to meal prep. I like burritos. It's just like, it's a lot easier to meal prep, especially than like a bowl of chicken, because then you have all these fucking containers in your fridge, when I'd rather just make burritos and wrap them up in like tinfoil. It's just, I don't know. To me, it's a lot easier. I have my intra and post-workout shake, so that's dextrose and whey protein, so that my body has instant energy and protein while I'm working out. Once again, I'm having a lean meat post-workout, and then some sweet potato and white rice. Sweet potato because it's very healthy for you. It's got some good fats in there. And then white rice to make up for the other half of the carbohydrates I got to get in. And then before bed, I have some eggs and cheesy grits. Eggs because, again, I haven't had any eggs throughout the day. And I always like to make sure I'm getting my protein in from different protein sources throughout the day. That's why you see I have whey protein here, ground beef here, chicken or turkey here, and eggs here. I always want to make sure I'm getting as many different protein sources as possible. And then cheesy grits just because grits are really good, especially when they're cheesy, but they're also a low glycemic carbohydrate, and that's perfect to have before bed. So I know that was a lot, but again, I just like to give you guys as much information as possible on why I do certain things. So that's how I created my meal plan. That's what I'm going to be following for the next 90 days. Okay, now that we have fitness and nutrition out of the way, we're going to move on to habits. So this is the part where we're really going to be focusing on what are our goals, what structure do you want to create in your life to give you that confidence? Because success is something, in my opinion, that's earned daily. And so, like, success in terms of confidence, success in terms of achieving your goals, like all that is achieved every single day. Yes, it's achieved over a long period of time, but if you can set yourself up small wins every single day, what I like to call daily mandatories, which is what I ripped down and what we'll be going over here, then that's how you truly win in life. It's just by focusing on the moment, focusing on the day, focusing on the small win in front of you. And once you can identify those, that's when you can feel really good about yourself because you're getting all these small wins in, you're checking off these boxes every single day, and that's making you feel like a winner. And that's also increasing your mindset, making you feel confident, making you feel good about yourself, right? You feel like you're moving ahead in life. That's why it's really important, because a lot of people, they'll set their goal to climb Mount Everest, and it's such a tall fucking climb that you're never going to feel like you're winning. Right? But if you can set little base camps, right, and that's what they do, if you set little base camps and you get to those base camps at the end of every single day, that's how you truly win. That's how you feel like a winner. And that feeling, that positive feedback loop is super important to keep you heading in the right direction towards your goals, right? That positive feedback loop is what makes you feel like a winner. And it's super important to feel like a winner before you become a winner. So this habit part is going to be super, super important if you really want to change yourself over this winter arc. Which, again, it's kind of cringy to call it, but hey man, it's popular, isn't it? So my goals for my habits is to follow a structured daily routine that promotes progress and forces me to remove distractions and time leaks in my life, okay? And so I kind of thought about my life at the current moment. I'm not, I've been somewhat structured, but I'm struggling with it a little, and that's mainly because I have distractions and time leaks going on in my day. And so I want to completely redo my daily structured routine, basically. I want to completely remake it so that it causes me to remove my distractions, because I'm being distracted by my phone, by this, that, and third, and also all the time leaks I have in my life. So once I identified my goal, once again, I broke down exactly what needs to happen for me to achieve this goal. So a 5 a.m. wake up time every single day, morning journaling, 30 minutes of cardio in the morning, 30 minutes of reading, track my macros, 8 p.m. bedtime, and a Google Calendar. So I'm going to create a Google Calendar. I'm going to set up blocks throughout the day. I'm going to identify all these different things, and I'm going to turn on notifications on my phone so that every single time I get to my work block or my gym time or my meal 3, I get a notification on my phone saying, hey, it's time to eat meal 3. Okay, I remember, I go and eat it, and so I can have a very structured daily routine, and I have notifications coming in through my phone, and so on. So let me break this all down here really quick. So the 5 a.m. wake up time is there because I just personally believe waking up early is better than waking up late. It also causes you to kind of have to go to bed earlier, and nothing good happens after like 8 or 9 o'clock. Like, try to name one thing good that happens after that time. Like, nothing good. You just fucking watch porn, you watch Netflix, you fucking eat junk food, you go out and you mess up your daily routine. Like, that's why I like the 5 a.m. wake up time. You get up when it's quiet so that you can focus on yourself. Nobody else is up. It's dark out. There's nothing going on like on social media. Your friends aren't texting you. So that's why I like to get up early, because it's very quiet. It's a good quiet time to collect your mind and set your mindset for the day. And then jumping a little bit ahead, I wrote down the 8 p.m. bedtime, which is something new for me. So I've been noticing I've been struggling with my 5 a.m. wake up time lately, just because coming off prep, I'm very, very tired. My body's very tired, but I also have been staying up later to like 10 or 11. And so I'm getting really bad sleep, which is causing me to kind of mess up my wake up time or take naps throughout the day. And so something I'm adding to my habit list is making sure I'm in bed by 8 p.m. so that I can try to get about 8 to 9 hours of sleep every single night to promote my goals. The morning journaling, that's a habit I've always had, but again, that habit is there so that you can kind of create a game plan for your day. Okay, if you want to make a lot of progress over the next 90 days, over the next 12 weeks, over the next 3 months, you need to use every single day as a day to get ahead. Like, you have to make the most out of every single day, man. And the only way to do that is to understand what you got to get done today. You have to have a daily game plan. And that comes from the morning journaling. And also, some parts of the morning journaling, it's going to be like kind of setting the intention for the day, setting a good mood, practicing some gratitude, so grounding yourself before your day even starts. And that's just going to, again, create a really good mindset, a really good mental space for you so that you can actually achieve your goals, okay? And I'm actually going to break down how to go about the morning journaling. I am going to leave a link down in the description where you can access what I call the PR method. And so this PR method is going to be a breakdown of how to morning journal, of how to set up daily mandatories, of how to set up your goals and so on, like everything I had over here, which I'll be going through here soon. But if you want an actual document that you can look at, you can copy that has instructions, check that link down in the description. All you got to do is enter your email and I will send that PR method directly to your email. And that outline, I got to do 30 minutes of cardio, and that is there to promote my goals, my fitness goals. Once again, your habits are creating who you are. So understand when you're going about creating your daily habit list, your daily mandatories is again what I'm going to keep referring to them to, is basically to create the person you want to become, because your habits are you are a direct byproduct of your habits, okay? Whatever your habits were 3 to 6 months ago is why you were exactly where you are today. So by changing your habits, you change your future trajectory, who you're going to be in 3 to 6 months from now. So really think about the person you're trying to create in 3 months or 6 months from now. What are the exact habits they need? I know for me to be in that shape I want to be in, to be in that mental space I want to be in, to have that energy I want to have, I got to do those 30 minutes of cardio every single morning. And again, with the 30 minutes of reading, same exact thing. If I want to be in that mental space that I want to be in 3 to 6 months from now, if I want to have that better mental clarity, more knowledge, right? A better perspective of the world, I got to do 30 minutes of reading every single day. Tracking the macros, once again, that goes right along with what I was just saying. And then the Google Calendar as well. I understand if I want to achieve this exact result in 3 to 6 months from now, I need to be very disciplined with my habits. And so instead of leaving any room for error, I'd rather literally just have notifications popping up my phone telling me exactly what I have to do at every single moment of the day. And this is very beneficial because if you've gone through the school system, you're pretty much indoctrinated, okay? And this is something I struggled to break out of for so long. When you go through the school system, and especially if you go through college, you got to think about it. You spent like a decade, maybe a decade and a half, just being a person who just gets told what to do. Like, do this at that time, be here at this time. And even though you don't know it, you're kind of just like a bot. Like, you're just really good at doing what people tell you to do. You're really good at just following tasks. And so it's okay, it's just the way fucking life happened. So what you can do, though, is by having this Google Calendar set up, you can literally just be like told what to do at every single moment of the day instead of having to think about it, right? So instead of trying to have to break out that whole operating system, why not just like create the fucking Google Calendar that just tells you what to fucking do? And so you don't have to break out the whole operating system. You can just like take a moment to not be a bot, set it up for yourself, and then continue being a bot and just being able to tell yourself what to do, if that fucking makes sense. But yeah, I really like the Google Calendar part. It really helps you organize your day. I put that off for so long. I was always told to do it, and I just never did it. I highly recommend definitely creating that. Now that we have gone over the habits, we have identified the goal you want to achieve with your habits, who you want to become in 3 to 6 months from now, and outlining, what needs to happen so that you become that person in 3 to 6 months from now. I'm going to break down exactly how to set that all up. Alright guys, this is going to be probably the most valuable part of the video. We're going to be running over the habit part, somewhat the mindset as well, but mainly the habits and the mindset, and I'm basically going to be breaking down to you the PR method. And again, I came up with this whole method because when I look back at my life for the past 4 years, and I thought about, okay, how did you achieve these goals you set your mind to? Like, how did you go from somebody who just graduated high school, had no plans, was really lost, had all these bad habits, had nothing really going for him in terms of, like, becoming something with himself, to being able to become something with himself and, start your own business that's been successful for a year, maybe a year and a half now, grow on social media, do bodybuilding shows, like achieve some type of level of success. How did you do it? There had to be, there was something you did. And so I looked around my room and I looked at all the notes I had on my walls. I looked at my daily routine and I said, that's the PR method. It was the morning journaling, right? So setting a daily plan, daily mandatories, so things I have to get done on a day-to-day basis to move the needle ahead no matter what. Okay, the morning journaling was like it allowed me to set goals for the day that I have to get done. The daily mandatories is like things you do every single day to become the best you, okay? And then also having these goals on my walls so to keep me adherent, to keep reminders. And if you just write things down, you're so much more likely to achieve them. And so it was it was a mix of all these things that created a nice synergistic method to help you achieve your goals. Is just the best way to put it. So I'm gonna redo my whole goal wall right over here and bring you guys along. So again, with my habits, we're gonna be starting off with daily mandatories first. Okay. Now there is a link for you to download the PR method in the description, and that's very valuable. That is a part of my coaching, which people pay thousands of dollars for. So you would be stupid if you don't go download it and go look at it. But here's how you do it. So you take a white piece of paper. Do it this way, okay? Trust me, there's a reason you take a white piece of paper and you paste it on your wall. Just do it this way, okay? Now you're going to grab a marker. I think this one should be good, okay? Now, we're going to write daily mandatories at the top. Give a little outline. And so, you sit down, you write out daily mandatories, and you think to yourself, what are my daily mandatories? Again, you should already have that down, but I'm just going to write mine down. So mine's going to be that 5 a.m. wake up time. Okay. Second one is going to be morning journaling. And I'm just going to go ahead and write the rest down and then show you. So, I got them all written down. Okay? So we got 5 a.m. wake up time, morning journaling, 30 minutes of cardio in the a.m., 10,000 daily steps, 30 minutes of reading, track macros, and 8 p.m. bedtime. So, again, these are just simple things I can accomplish on a day-to-day basis that are going to move the needle ahead in my life every single day. It's not like super specific goals that I'm going to get done today. It's just specific goals I'm going to get done every single day for at least the next 3 to 6 months, okay? And the daily mandatories is something you don't want to change often. It's like, it's just things you want to keep consistent. And the whole meaning behind this is, if you read the book Atomic Habits, a very powerful message in there is, you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. When it comes to building habits, again, habits create who you are. And so instead of focusing on what you want to achieve and who you want to become, you must focus on the habits of which you need to have to become that person. And the habits are the process. It's the system you live your day-to-day life by, right? A habit is just a habitual action. It's something you just tend to do, right? So you don't rise to the level of the goals, you follow the level systems, basically meaning you're going to have these goals. So what are the systems you need in place to achieve those goals, okay? Because on your worst day, you're going to fall to the level of that system, meaning on my worst day, I'm still going to get these things done right here. And so even if I do nothing outside of these goals, if I just sit around and look at the wall all day outside of these goals, I'm still going to move ahead in life and I'm still going to achieve my goals, right? That's the basic understanding of how to break down daily mandatories. And so this is going to be pasted right here on my wall because that's just the best spot for me to look at it every single day. So you just take a little bit of tape. And boom, you have your daily mandatories listed. So now every time you sit down at your desk, or you can even put it in your mirror, or you can put it at your spot at work, or wherever, you look at it, you go, okay, this is what has to get done today, every single day, for me to move the needle ahead. And also the powerful thing about it too is, at times you will fail, at times you will fuck up. There will be times where you get none of that done right there. But it just being there will remind you what you got to get done, right? A lot of people, what they do is they set a task list for themselves. They're like, okay, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Tomorrow this is what's going to happen. And I know this because I did this all the time. This is what I'm going to do tomorrow. I'm going to get in the zone tomorrow. And then you just don't fucking do it tomorrow. Or you do it tomorrow and you don't do it the next day. It's just because you haven't written it down. You don't have a reminder on your wall. And so you're constantly having to use mental energy to repeat to yourself and tell yourself what you're gonna do. When if you could just take 5 minutes and pour some mental energy into a piece of paper, you never have to pour mental energy into thinking about what you gotta do to move the needle ahead again today, no matter fucking what, dude. That's the whole thing behind this. It's conserving your kind of mental energy and making sure it's just apparent of what you have to do, okay? So that's that part. Now we're gonna go on to setting some goals. So I'm gonna think about my big goals I have for myself right now, which the one I said in the mindset is a 3-month vision of moving to Tampa or Miami and 30 plus coaching clients. So I'm gonna write those goals out in big letters, and then I'm gonna break down what needs to happen for me to achieve those goals. So we'll take another piece of paper, and big goal number 1 is gonna be move. I'll just write move because I don't know exactly where I want to move yet. So I just wrote move to Florida by January, okay? Because, of course, by 2025 in Florida, because Tampa and Miami is in Florida. Okay, so what has to happen for me to move to Florida by January of 2025? Well, let's think about it really quick. I got to make sure I got plenty of money saved up for the moving costs, okay? I got to make sure my car gets on the road and stuff like that. Possibly got to go check it out and so on. But mainly, what can I do on a day-to-day basis to achieve that goal? Let's think about that. Okay, so broke it down a little. Move to Florida by January, so I want to have, first thing, have 10K liquid saved. I just want to make sure I have plenty of money to cover, usually you're going to have to pay first month and last month's rent, security deposit, moving costs, and so on. So I just want to make sure I have a good cushion to do all that. Of course, when I move or something like that, I'd probably just put it on like a credit card. I think that would be smart. Get a bunch of points and so on through Amex, and then get car on the road. So that's the big thing that's stopping me, is just making sure my car's on the road. It's taken a while because I did buy it private, so it's not like it instantly got on the road. It's like I have to go through the whole fucking DMV process. Reduce bullshit expenses, so that's one of them. It's just like reduce the small dumb purchases you're doing. Like you're spending $10 every single day at the gas station. And even though I'm not big into saving, I'd rather just make more money. It's still like, okay, that's $70 a week, 7, 14, 21, 20, $280 a month, at minimum. And that's going to cover your moving expense, So it's like, it's a lot less stress at the end of the day when I go to make the move. And then 30 plus coaching clients. And so that's going to lead into my other goal. I want to have 30 plus coaching clients just to ensure like financial stability, because it's going to be like a whole month of me moving in and getting adjusted. And that's probably going to make me, have to withdraw from my business a little. So it's like, okay, I want to make sure I have about 30 coaching clients by that time. And so that will lead into my other goal of having 30 plus coaching clients. Okay, so I got the 30 plus coaching clients by January 1st, 2025 goal written down. Here it is really quick. But I just broke down some general things I got to be reminded of every single day in order to achieve that goal. So connect with viewers daily through Instagram stories. So that's just the best way to get new clients, is through the Instagram stories. That's where a lot of them come through. But just sharing my personal life, sharing as much information. Here's what I'm eating, here's what I'm doing. That is what really connects with the people. And anybody who's looking to get in better shape or gain some confidence or get their life together, they'll see it and they'll be like, oh, this guy knows what he's doing, let me hit him up, right? Post once daily on Instagram, 3 times a week on YouTube, and randomly on TikTok. It's a little posting schedule, so make sure I post once daily on Insta, so like a reel or a photo, 3 times weekly on YouTube, so making sure I'm getting some long form out there, and then randomly on TikTok, just because TikTok, for me, that tends to not be super good for like getting clients, but it's good to like just get people into my Instagram or YouTube, right? So I just post random shit on there. Respond to DMs in the morning, during my free time, during the gym, and before bed. So a little schedule of when I'm going to respond to the DMs. I'm going to make sure I get it done right when I wake up, during my free time. I especially like to do it when I'm at the gym, like during my rest times, and then before bed. And post client wins 2 times per week, so making sure I'm actually showing the results I'm getting, and also get clients insane results. So actually, have a really good business. It's just some general reminders that I can, just look up at, read every single morning and be like, okay, this is what has to get done if I want to achieve this goal by this time. And it's not like an outcome. It's just like, what can I do today to get these clients by this time, right? Understand, when you write your goals, always think about what can you do today to achieve this goal. Not what needs to be done next week or etc. Like, how can you move the needle ahead today when you read this paper on your wall, okay? Alright, now we have one last one to fill out, one last thing to post on my wall, and that's going to be the best version of myself. Now you see this at the very bottom of that PR method document, And the whole idea behind coming up with this piece of paper that says what is the best version of yourself is to kind of give you a general direction to head into life. And what you more gain from it is it's a really good practice to figure out and to understand how well you know yourself at the end of the day, okay? So knowing exactly what the best version of yourself looks like this, like what you could accomplish within 80 years of your life if you did everything to the best of your ability, it's a hard thing to visualize. There's a lot of overthinking that goes on, but just keep it simple, okay? Simplicity is the best sophistication, okay? And so again, it's just like generally, what do you feel like the best version of yourself looks like? And so I'm gonna write that down and share it with you guys. So as you can see, I got the best version of myself. And again, if this is your first time practicing it, if you like are at the point of your life where you're like, I don't know who this person is, then at least just writing this down and then pasting it on your wall and taking time to think about it is a good idea. But if you already have a general direction, or if you have like an hour to spend right now to kind of think about it, go right ahead. You know, for me, I already know what it is. I want to become an amazing bodybuilder that can inspire people from all corners of the earth to start bettering themselves, okay? Because when I look at a good physical body, I'm like, that's inspiring. What does this person do? I get invested in their day-to-day life. I see how they live their life. And in order to obtain that certain body, it's actually a really good lifestyle you have to live. And so I aspire to be like that, and I ended up creating a lifestyle for myself that's amazing, and I attained a good-looking body because somebody else inspired me with their body, okay? And I want to become an amazing coach and mentor, and that's just like my passion. That's my passion. That's how I like to make money, is through coaching and mentoring people. And so the bodybuilding goal is going to feed into the coaching and mentor goal, because through the pursuit of bettering my body, bettering my mindset, I'm going to be able to help out other people. And then the last one is becoming an amazing father and husband. Like, those are just my big three. This is what the best version of myself looks like. And that's what I know I'll stick to for the rest of my life. Amazing bodybuilder, amazing coaching mentor, and amazing father and husband. So I'm going to write those down and share it with you. Okay, so we got it done. The best version of myself, once again, an amazing bodybuilder who will inspire people from all corners of the earth to start bettering themselves. A world-class coach and mentor who can take anybody and completely transform their lives for the better. An amazing father and husband. And the reason I want to do all this, and the way I read it out too, it's very selfless. Every single one of these, it's selfless. There's nothing like, I want to drive a Lamborghini. I want to have a six-pack. I want to have $1 million. It's all selfless things. And the best version of yourself, the reason I want you to write this is because then it gives you purpose. Okay, purpose is doing things that are purposeful, okay? And purposeful actions are never selfish, in my opinion. I think they're always selfless. And so you need a driving force in your life that's bigger than you. If your driving force is only you, it's only your monetary gain, it's only your physical gain, it's only your girl you're gonna get with this weekend, if you get what I'm saying. Like, if it's only for your gain, like, your motivation and discipline is not gonna last very long, okay? You want to set some visions and some goals that are bigger than you. And so all of these are bigger than me. You know, I want to become an amazing bodybuilder because it will inspire other people, right? And then it will inspire people to better themselves, and then I can be the coach and mentor to help them out and give them the correct information and guidance and resources. But I also want to be an amazing father and husband for my family, right? It's not for me. It's for my family, you know? I want my kids to have a good father, and I want a girl out there to have an amazing husband, you know? So that's just a little reminder to who I'm becoming each and every single day, and that can just help check you in at times, help keep you on path. And, you know, also, if you look at it and you're like, I'm kind of living out of alignment with this person, then you can shift and get back in alignment with that person. So this is very important. And so that's all I'm going to write for today on my wall, on my vision wall, on my affirmation wall, on my goal wall. I'm going to add more to it at the end of the day. I just got to get to the gym soon, but, like, you can put affirmations up there as well. Some things that are really good is like, you have no time to waste. It's like a little motivational thing. Or just like, think about how far you've come. Like, little affirmations, little sentences like that. It changes your environment to help keep you on this track, to help keep you, you know, your missile guided towards that goal at the end of the day. And so, like, doing these types of things, it's so massively helpful to your goals. It's not important, it's not crucial, but it's helpful at the end of the day. And you might look at it, you might say it's cringy or whatever, you might be scared of what other people in your family in your house might think of it, but it's like, who cares? You know, if you go your whole life caring about what other people think, you are never going to go where you want in life, man, because you have to be different if you want a different outcome than the majority of people. And so if you're already thinking about that, you're already done. Okay, you gotta stop being scared to be different. Okay, confidence comes from competence and courage. And so if you want to get to the level of confidence you want to maybe do something like this or to pursue your goals, you gotta understand it comes from competence and it comes from courage. Competence, you can gain it from this, understanding what you want and who you want to become. The hardest thing to do in life is to understand yourself. And what that means is who you are and where you want to go with life. That's the hardest thing, that's the hardest journey you will ever go on, because you'll never figure it out. You'll get hints, but you'll never figure it out. And so that gains the competence aspects of confidence. The courage aspect comes from actually setting that intention out there in the world, actually going out there and trying to become that person, actually saying, actually like pasting like this on your wall. Like, that's courage. It takes courage for, you know, it took courage back in the day for me to write these things and put them on my wall, even though I know people in my house would have saw them, you know. It takes courage for you to even say your goals out loud, to even say this is what I'm going to use my life to become. Like, it does take courage. And so just by this practice alone, I think you'll gain a lot of confidence in life. I'll be straight up honest. All right, moving on to the last pillar of man is going to be mindset. So my goal for my mindset is to get my mindset back in a spot where I feel like an absolute weapon. So 2 weeks ago, and like for the 3 months prior to that, 3-4 months prior to that, I was feeling like a weapon, dude. I was on top of the fucking world. But then after I kind of got over that whole arc, I got done with that show, I finished that goal. Again, it happens. It's post-show depression, what they call it. You kind of lose sight. You're like, where am I going in life, right? So I want to get back to the spot where I feel like a weapon, where I feel like I'm heading towards like a direct goal, right? It just makes me feel amazing. It makes me feel purposeful every single day. And so that is my goal for my mindset. I just want to feel like a weapon once again. Now, what does that require? You know, and really this comes down to kind of like a vision, okay? I think a lot of mindset comes down to a vision. And so what I mean by that is you have to have a vision of where you're heading in 3 to 6 months from now. You got to see every part about it, and you got to really fucking want that shit. And if you can see that shit every single day, you can remind it to yourself in the morning through your morning journaling or through your morning process. It's just like that's what puts you in that right mindset to just be on that vibrational level of which you want to get on every single day. And so my 3-month vision is I want to move to Tampa or Miami. I really want to move down to Tampa or Miami. Not really sure which one. But that's a vision that motivates me. Seeing myself in 3 months and just 90 days from now, living in Tampa or Miami, warm weather, hot girls, cool cars, cool gyms. I got a bunch of friends down in Tampa and Miami. Like, that vision motivates me. So that's my vision for the next 3 months. And I'm going to write that down on my wall so that I see it every single day, so that like I see it and I think about it. Another goal I have is 30 plus coaching clients within those 3 months as well. And so by writing that down, again, that gets me hyped, because it's the whole, my goal used to be, okay, I want to make 10,000 a month, but it's like, that's just like, it's just a number goal. It's an outcome goal, when it really has to be more broken down into, okay, in order to make that amount of money you want, what needs to happen? Well, you need to have 30 plus coaching clients, okay? And so I know I'm like, 13 away from that. So I'm 13 clients away from that, and I'm going to break down, again, I'll show you over here, how I'm going to go about gaining those next 13 clients. And so again, that gives me habits I can do on a day-to-day basis to move myself ahead. And a couple other things I wrote down from my mindset is a 4-hour screen limit on my phone. I notice for me, if I go on my phone too much, I look at the end of the day on my screen time. I also have it set up as a widget. So you know how you can set up widgets on your phone where it's like the big black? I always have my MyFitnessPal, I always have my calendar, and I always have my screen time set up as a widget, so it's like big. It's right there. I have to look at it all the time on my phone. I have that set up on my phone, and some days when I'm like 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours of screen time, I notice it was such an unproductive bad day, and my mindset just wasn't good. But on the days where my screen time is like an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours, I feel amazing. And that's simply because social media, it's quite fucking toxic. I'm going to be honest with you. And I think it's more important to live your own fucking life and not be distracted by what's going on online, because guess what? You go online because you want to be inspired, motivated, or get some type of information, but that's not what you need. You need reminders. And so again, spend less time on social media, because it's always new stuff. It's never reminders. And spend more time living your own life, and then like writing down reminders on your wall, so you always remind yourself of where you're heading, and like so that you get inspiration, motivation from yourself, from your own life. You don't need it from social media, which is literally just consuming. It's not producing. So that's why I like the screen limit. Highly recommend setting yourself a screen limit on all social media apps. Then I have 30 minutes of reading. Again, that gets me in the right mindset every single day. And visualizing practices and also reminders. So visualization practice, and that's simply just me. I'm going to write down as part of my daily mandatories to make sure I spend maybe 5-15 minutes every single day to kind of visualize where I'm heading in life. This can be in the morning, it can be before I go to bed, and that's just kind of going to put my mindset in the right spot. And the reminder parts as well is, again, the PR method, how we break down our daily mandatories, how we break down our goals, how we break down the best version of ourselves, and we make it apparent by pasting it on our walls so that we have to look at it every single day. And again, those are just reminders. It's there. Even if you don't read it, it's in the corner of your eye. You're seeing it and you're thinking to yourself, that's what that says. You know, I told myself I was going to be in this shape by this time. It's a reminder of what you got to get done, and that puts you in the right mindset to achieve your goals. Okay, so we've gone over the 4 pillars of man. And those are the pillars that you must set goals for and must break down an exact program or like an exact plan or something to follow for each and every single one of those pillars so you can achieve a goal in each and every single one of those pillars so that you can just absolutely transform yourself over the next 3 months. I want to talk a little bit more about that mindset part before we end this video off. So a big part of the mindset is your environment at the end of the day. Okay, you cannot really rise above your environment. And so it's very important to clean up your environment or to change certain things about your environment for this all to be successful. Something I find that helps me a lot when I'm not really feeling myself and I'm not really feeling motivated, or I don't feel like writing down my goals, or kind of like doing this whole reset in my life, like this whole cleaning and setting new goals, is I like to just clean up my room first. I think it's very important. So look around your room. If it's messy, clean it up. You know, go ahead and vacuum it. Get the laundry done that you've been putting off. Clean off your desk, maybe reorganize your room. Sometimes an environmental switch like that just allows you to kind of create new room for you to become a new person. It's kind of strange, but it's like your environment's directly connected to kind of like your mental environment. And if you're trying to create something new, it's like trying to put a new car into a garage that is like completely dirty and junk is all over the place. Like, you got to clean up the garage and create space for that car to go in there. Okay, so cleaning up your environment is very important. So clean up your room, stuff like that. Throw things out that you don't need in your room. Just reorganize everything, man. And something else I've also done is I did like it. This is weird, but I did go buy like some new clothes. I don't know. For me, that kind of just, I rarely ever buy clothes, but for me, like wearing some new clothes, like I got these cargo pants. They're pretty cool. It allows me to almost like create a new identity with myself. It's really strange, but like I'm able to put this new piece of clothing on, and you know, today's the first day I'm wearing it, and today I'm setting up all these new goals. And so it's kind of just like, maybe every single time I wear these pants, now it's kind of connected to that identity I created. And so sometimes even like getting some new clothes or getting rid of some old stuff, like just so you're wearing new stuff, it can really shift your identity. Other things too is like, I got rid of my Apple Watch. I stopped using my Apple Watch and I started to wear a Whoop. And so what a Whoop is it tracks things just like an Apple Watch, like your steps, your heart rate, and so on. It's a little bit more intense. It tracks a little bit more things. But I changed that out because, again, I'm trying to set new, fitness goals, nutrition goals in my life. And so now every day I'm wearing a Whoop and using the Whoop app, and it's kind of just creating a new identity for myself and always reminding me of the new goals I set for myself. And so I know this is kind of like something you maybe have never heard, but these are just like some simple things I've done that have really helped me shift my focus to a new goal in life and help me kind of be excited to wake up in the morning once again and kind of like feel myself once again is the best way to put it. Because again, I was so locked in for 3 to 4 months and like nothing really changed, and then I got done with that goal, and again, nothing really changed in my life after I got done with that goal. So of course I kind of felt lost, because everything around me was connected to the old goal of which I already accomplished. And so of course you feel lost because there's no new goal. So you set the new goal and then you change some things in your environment that change your identity so that now you can create that new identity is the best way to put it. So that is my full guide for winter arcing properly. Okay, over the next 90 days, I'm going to follow everything I outlined in this video, and I will give you guys an update in about 90 days from now, so the beginning of 2025, to let you guys know where I'm at, to see if I actually achieve my fitness goals, my mindset goals, my nutritional goals, and even my lifestyle goals. Maybe I'll be in Miami, maybe I'll be in Tampa by that time. The only thing really holding me back is this car situation at the moment I won't go into, so that might hold me back. But either way, we'll see, okay? And again, this is kind of me testing to see how good my coaching works, and I believe it works absolutely amazing. So again, if you guys have been in that position where like you've been trying to make progress in life, you've been watching videos like this, like you've been trying to achieve something, but you feel like you haven't been able to make that progress. You know, and I just outlined everything for you. Sometimes it's not like an information problem. It's simply just an adherence problem. You struggle with fucking adhering because you don't have anybody in your corner to keep you consistent or adherent. And you don't have any type of emotional investment. You haven't invested any money into yourself. And so there's no pressure on you to go out and achieve your goals and stick to what you got to do. And so if you're in the position, dude, I'm telling you right now, get a coach, get a mentor. I have a link down in the description for you guys. It's the top link to book a free call with me to see if you are right fit for Team Handsome PR, so that I can directly help you out and directly create all these plans specified for you and work with you on a one-to-one basis every single week and keeping you adherent. Literally making it impossible for you not to make progress, because I will be that guy who will say, this is where you fucked up this week. This is where you fucked up. I will call you out to make sure you achieve your goals. Okay, because I care about you. I care about you making progress. Okay, I want to see you fucking win. And investing in coaches and mentors has been the best thing I've ever done for myself. It's just been so beneficial. I believe in spending as much money as you can on information. It's just like, why spend 30, 40 grand on a college degree that gets you a piece of paper that 90% of the population has, when you could literally gain so much more information and so much more experience through like $1,000 program from somebody who actually has achieved the result of which you want. Like a lot of people, they go learn fitness, they go learn nutrition, they go learn kinesiology or whatever the fuck from somebody who's out of shape. It doesn't make sense in my personal opinion. And I'm just going to end this video off with, this is the book I'm currently reading for my winter arc, Cycle Cybernetics. This is an amazing book to improve your self-image, and it talks a lot about your subconscious mind and your mind. So this is an amazing book, and I would highly recommend reading it on your winter arc as well. Okay guys, that's the video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you drop a like. Make sure you drop a subscribe to the channel if you are into self-improvement as a man, fitness as a man, and becoming the ultimate man, okay? Drop a comment on what was your favorite part about this video. I'm actually very curious. What did you gain? You know, what part of the video taught you the most? Was it the nutrition, the fitness, the habits, the mindset? Was it all of this? Like, I just want to know what benefited you the most so I can make more videos on it, okay? Other than that, guys, I'll see you guys in a PR talk soon or something like that. Peace.